Welcome back. As promised, Endurance Technology is the next corporate joining us on the show. Now, if you look at the commentary from a lot of OEMs in the past couple of weeks, the narrative is that exports are picking up. Endurance gets about 25% of their business from the European markets. Earlier last year, the market was very challenging. But in Q4, earnings actually picked up because of the fall in energy prices. Ramesh Gehaney, the Executive Director and CEO of Endurance Technologies, joins us now to give us a sense of the demand environment. Mr. Gehaney, always great speaking to you because we get to learn a lot about the industry, not just about your own business. Is the worst of the export problem behind us? Not just the problem with energy prices, which has of course fallen, but demand in general. How is it at the moment?
Thank you, Sonia. Good morning. It's a pleasure talking to you too. Well, as far as export is concerned, right now what we see in Europe, what is happening is that, yes, the registrations are increasing, the numbers are increasing, like the increase was around 17% in the month of April. But the other sound bites that are coming in is that Europe is worried about inflation. They're not used to the inflationary part, which is close to 7.5% right now. And, because of this reason, people are not buying vehicles. What is being sold presently are those vehicles which were booked probably 18 months back. So the sentiment is a bit low, but I would say that the numbers are coming back. I would always like to look at it from an optimistic view. Yes, the numbers are coming back, right? This inflation, I'm sure they will be working around, the governments and the industries will be working around that, and things should ease out probably in the coming days. As far as energy prices are concerned, yes, they have considerably come down, significantly come down, which is a very positive sign. In Q4, probably the incentives or the payback which came from the government agencies and others was a big help, and that's why you must have seen that the numbers of Europe have increased and the margins have also increased.
So what does this mean, Mr. Gehaney, for margins in FY24? I ask because, in Q4, your European business margins turned around quite a bit, as you said, because of lower energy prices. It's almost at 18% now. Can you do better than that? Do you have more margin levers, particularly for Europe in FY24?
Yes, why not? Because currently also, if you see, the energy prices are just about double than what they were in FY19. So if that eases out, you can see that the margins would further improve in Europe. Secondly, we've always been at those levels, 18 to 19% in Europe business. So I see absolutely no reason why we cannot reach there as the situation eases out further on energy prices.
Mr. Gehaney, and overall margins between 13 and 14%, sir, for the full year, that is doable?
For endurance as a whole?
Yes.
Or,
as a whole.
Yeah, why not? See, I think Prashant, I explained this to you last time also. Endurance is a very focused company as far as margins are concerned. There are some challenging factors which are hitting us also, like energy prices in India have also gone up, PNG prices have gone up. But the kind of work that we do behind to keep our costs under control, I see absolutely no reason that why we should not be improving our margins in the coming years.
Mr. Gehaney, hi, morning. Just want to understand where your EV order book stands right now. And also, as you go about executing the EV order book, in terms of a revenue mix, how much of the business is going to be EV and how much will be non-EV? If you could maybe give us a projection for FY24 and more importantly, say FY25, 26 onwards.
Yeah, good morning, Surabhi. Our total order book for EVs is just about 600 crores, and out of which 378 odd crores was booked in this year. And that's primarily on brakes and castings and the suspension business. So this is what we have acquired so far, and we are in very, very active discussions with our prospective customers, and we've got very promising numbers coming ahead as far as the order book is concerned. It's just about winning them and and putting them into execution. We've already started our brakes business for our customers. We've already started suspension business, so that is going on pretty okay, And I personally believe as the electric vehicle momentum gathers up, we'll be able to increase these numbers.
So I just want to understand in terms of margin profile as well, as you scale up on the EV side of the business, is that a better margin business at all? Or it doesn't really matter whether it's ICE or EV for you in terms of profitability and margins? Are both segments the same?
See, that's a fairly good question. Right? Let's try to understand that the configuration of the vehicles are different. So obviously the products that we supply are a bit different than what we supply otherwise. So in that case, some profitability improvements we have over ICE but not as significant that it can make a considerable difference of pricing, or margins. But they are definitely better than ICE.
Okay, better than IC engine margins. Of course, we understand that, and that overall kit value also goes up for OEMs and for yourself. I want to also understand, what does all of this mean for FY24? Because FY23 ended with a revenue growth of almost 17%. You're now sitting on a base of almost 9,000 crores in terms of revenues annually. How much can you do in FY24? Will it be another 17-20% growth? Can you do better than that? And will a large part of the earnings come in from exports? Or are we looking at the domestic business picking up as well? Because here in the domestic market, the revenue growth has been in single digits.
See, there are 2-3 levers to this question. One is that the overall industry did about 19.51 million vehicles last year. Currently, they're floating at the same average, 1.59 or 1.6 million vehicles a month. April did 1.59, but May did 1.73 million vehicles. That's one aspect of it. Within the current circumstances of exports being subdued, or the exports not picking up as much as they were previously. So as the export market comes back, right, we can see a lot of numbers getting added. And for that, nobody has to add any capacities. These capacities are already available. So ramping up further numbers because of the export going up in South Africa and in Latin America markets, all these things are positive levers towards improvement of revenues. As far as the OEMs are concerned, we have...
Sure, I'm just running short of time. Can you give me one number? Are we looking at perhaps 10,000 crores of revenues in FY24? That would be about a 15% jump from FY23. Is that a reasonable assumption?
Well, you know very well that I don't give forward-looking numbers, but 10,000 crores is only a number. Why don't you think that we can even surpass that?
Now, I'm being conservative. You don't have to be. You can do even 20%. That's what I'm asking you. I mean, can you do better than what you did in FY23?
Well, we've always been saying that we'll outperform the industry, and that will be our continuous endeavor. How many percentage more or something? That's only time which will tell.
Okay, Mr. Gehaney. Good chatting with you. Thank you very much for giving us a sense of on how your export business is shaping up, EVs, the entire gamut. Thanks for joining in.